improved No Bull XMT.
Now this powerful formula has been improved to help you increase time under tension. Clinical studies have shown gains of up to 8 pounds of muscle in only 12 weeks.
No Bull XMT, the muscle building pre-workout.
If he had never lifted weights, he would still be called a hero. If he had never stepped back onto a stage, he'd still be known as the king. If he had never won that 8th Olympia title, he would still go down in bodybuilding history. And if he had never started his own supplement company, he'd be a living legend. But he wouldn't be Ronnie Coleman.
Welcome back to another edition of the Muscle Med's Daily Dose of Muscle, brought to you by Ronnie Coleman's Signature Series. I'm your host, Khatcherian, here with today's bodybuilding news. It's Friday, May 9th, 2014, and on this edition, we preview this weekend's Dallas Europa, NVNY TV, and competitor updates from next weekend's New York Pro, plus our daily trivia segment right here on the Daily Dose of Muscle. The Dallas Europa weekend is here. This 2-day competitor and expo event will feature IFBB Pro Bodybuilding, Pro Figure, Pro Fitness, Pro Bikini, and Pro Men's and Women's Physique, as well as the NPC Amateur Europa. Over in the men's bodybuilding, heavy favorites in the lineup are local competitors Branch Warren and Johnny Jackson, as well as Canada's Fouad Abiad. After his 2012 Arnold Classic victory, Branch had placed a disappointing 6th place at this year's Arnold, and then a 4th place finish in Australia. This weekend would be the show for Branch to redeem himself, but how tough is the lineup for him? Fouad Abiad has clearly done his homework this prep and is bringing the best package to the stage we've seen from him, blowing away his best previous conditioning. With the addition of Johnny Jackson in the lineup, it looks to be a battle for the top 3. With next weekend's IFBB New York Pro coming up, much of the talk has been on the open competitors, but we're also looking at a very deep lineup of the 212 division. Last year's 4th place finisher and 3rd at the Arnold Classic 212, Aaron Clark is back this year to do damage for sure. Coming in shredded once again, he clearly has no issues consistently hitting his mark. Currently looking muscular, full, and shredded, he's clearly going to be a top competitor. Beto Abispor, who is just a freak among the 212, will be making his pro debut this weekend in 212 after deciding to drop down from the open, as well as Steve the Ram Silverman, who holds slabs of muscle on his relatively smaller frame. We will also see Natural Vitamin's very own Sean Clarita, the Giant Killer, make his pro debut next weekend at the New York Pro. Last night, Natural Vitamins filmed the first edition of the new NVNY TV series with your host Renee Rodriguez and co-host Broda Greenpoint. On the first edition, Natural Vitamins welcomes guests IFBB pros Bo Baisden and Antonio Champani to the show to talk about what's currently going on in their lives and what their future plans are in bodybuilding. Also hear Antonio talk about his unfortunate setback and what he's currently doing to overcome it. The official video will be out soon, and make sure to stay tuned for more to come of regular segments of NVNY TV. It's time now for the Daily Trivia segment, brought to you by Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym, the East Coast Mecca. Now for the answer to yesterday's trivia question. The question was, name the 3 bodybuilders shown here. And the answer, Samir Banu, Frank Zane, and Mo Macawi. Now for today's trivia question. Which of those 3 bodybuilders had won their first Mr. Olympia title by winning the under 200 pound class and the overall in 1977? Make sure to check back tomorrow for the answer. And that does it for another edition of the Muscle Med's Daily Dose of Muscle, brought to you by Ronnie Coleman's Signature Series. I'm your host, Khatcherian. See you on Monday. And for all your bodybuilding news, updates, and entertainment, make sure to follow Natural Vitamins.